Hello, and welcome back to the Vigilant Villa. The lawyer is dead. That is to say, Jackie Chow. He's gone, or at least he appears to be dead. This was the room he was staying in. He was given this specific room. There seems to be some blood on the bed. There's a hanging rope on the ceiling. It's a nice room otherwise. The smell of blood and a stuffy air mixed together. Such smell makes people want to vomit. No one wants to walk into a room with the smell of death. The invisible oppression is suffocating. Everyone stops at the door, looking into that dim room with both fear and curiosity. I apologize, there's a thunderstorm going on outside, so if you hear that, that's what it is. Anyway, continuing. Lots of bloodstains makes the messy bedsheet conspicuous. In the center of the room, the emaciated body of Jackie is hung on the crystal chandelier by a thick hemp rope. His legs are bent and kneeling on the ground, stiffly, his head and hands drooping flabbily. His prized tailor-made suit is soaked in large spots of blood and has turned hard and dry. I wonder if you're supposed to do anything with that. Okay. Just curious. His eyes are closed and his mouth is open at a weird angle. It's dark inside. The blood that should be around his mouth has been wiped clean by someone.
这人就这么死了，想不开上吊了。
The first to speak is John Zhang. His voice is trembling because of fear. His tone changes to an uncomfortable tune. Nobody answers his question. The answer can only be found after the investigation. Let's look at the bed first. Many sheets fold with lots of blood stain. It looks like a fierce fight happened on the bed. Okay. Let's see. No. Pictures. Yes. More parts of an oil painting. We want to keep collecting those. Okay. What's this? An unfinished cigarette. Maybe he was smoking it when it happened. Maybe. Or maybe he just decided to put it there anyway. He wrote something, or there's something on the desk. Empty closet. It is a little weird. Where's his stuff? Then
等一下，
again,
这里为什么会有一滴血迹？
oh, there is. Okay, there's a drop of blood around here. There's an inconspicuous blood stain in the empty closet. Looks like it was put there, not necessarily spilled. Well, let's look at the obvious clue here. A scaffold knot that has special meanings in a well-prepared thick hemp rope. Too well prepared, if you ask me. This is a distraction. It's too central. Which means you shouldn't think that this is the reason he's dead. Well, not immediately anyway. Okay. Let's check the face. Like we said, it was an abnormal facial expression. No tongue in the mouth. Looks like it was cut off by a sharp weapon. The gesture. Weird gesture. Strange kneeling position. The blood on the wound is dry. Check the upper body. There's a wallet inside the pocket. In the wallet, there are an ID card and 2 handwritten notices of urging rental charge.
看来这个假大律师，并没有表面看起来那么风光。
Looks like Mr. Jia the lawyer isn't as glorious as he has claimed himself to be. Looks like, when will you pay the rent of the first season? A total of this much money. 63,751. There's no one in your law firm and your mobile phone is unable to get through. I'll give you 3 days or I'll call the police. Oh dear. Well, it looks like you won't be able to pay that now. Is it possible he committed suicide? Looks like the evidence of Jackie Zhao living in Marriott Villa and owing property management fee. Your property management fee of last year is in total. Please pay it at the property office in time. Thank you. Okay. The lower body. There's a key. The only key to room 105 is in the dead's pocket. Okay. Alright. Is there anything else? The window is intact. No signs of being pried. Okay. This chair. I better collect that. Those seem to be like extra things that we do. Is there anything else in this scene? Okay. So let's think about this scene for a few moments. He has the key. This room was locked. However, as was demonstrated, it could be picked. Maybe we didn't notice the pick, but we claimed that there was no pick. However, there is a missing key, a lost key, as the hostess put it. So there's a possibility that whoever it was came in here, killed the guy, and then locked the door with that lost spare key that they managed to find. After all, I found a mobile phone in my room. She doesn't seem to be really good at actually cleaning, and quite forgetful about where everything is. After all, she could have lied, and maybe she's the one who killed him. It is a little unusual. Is it possible that the philanthropist killed him? Well, let's see what deductions I will make here.
房间里少了个重要的东西，他的手机。
That too. His mobile phone is missing. Wait a minute. Yeah, where is his mobile phone?
这是谋杀。
Fang makes the statement, a specific one, because what it implies is that someone else killed him.
不，怎么会是谋杀？一定是自杀。
Mr. Zhang provides an alternative rejoinder in that it is suicide. No. I'm not going to say anything. I don't respond to him. But Claire pierces his protective shield.
你觉得一个昨天晚上还在细数胜诉官司的人，会突然想不开自杀？
Yes. Now, one of the interesting things about mysteries is there are three questions that one asks about them. Who done it? How done it? And why? Who, how, and why? Who was it? How did they accomplish it? And why did they do it? Generally speaking, why is usually what people think is the least important. However, motives are quite crucial in determining who the culprit is, even if they are a little less reliable in certain circumstances.
可要说是谋杀，我们昨天亲眼看见贾律师回到房间锁上门的。
We did indeed, in a huff, in fact.
而且，钥匙还在贾律师的兜里，凶手怎么可能进得来？
Indeed, we have what is known as a closed room scenario, since supposedly the only key is right here. If we could locate the spare key that she has, that would be useful. Daisy hides herself at the back of the crowd, she says in a weak voice.
这个我知道，制造密室的方法有很多，书里写过，用细线穿过钥匙，还有，第一接触尸体的人，也可以把钥匙放回到死者的口袋中，还有。
Yes, that is correct. There are ways to make a locked room using a thread to get through the key and then putting it back into the dead man's pocket. And The disguised locked room is an old-fashioned trick. Any suspicious tool discovered could easily help unravel the puzzle. Unfortunately, no suspicious tool has been found. Like a string, for example. Yes, with a string you could technically go under the door and do that sort of sneaky thing. In terms of using the key, then tying it to a string that ties it back to the pocket, and then pulling at another end and creating the knot in such a way that once it meets resistance, it comes loose, and then you take the string away. That's possible. It's just really weird.
其实很简单，凶手有钥匙，或者是死者主动为凶手开的门。
Yes, but obviously I was talking about after the death. He's talking about how did he get the key beforehand. Obviously easily explained.
反正不是我，我的钥匙丢了。
Yes.
别墅的主人竟然会弄丢备用钥匙，谁能证明你是真的丢了，还是说谎？
I'm going to believe Amy for now, because I feel like that was... because the person probably didn't know whether Amy had the spare key or not, and therefore meticulously put the key in the pocket before leaving. Yeah, keys, that's a red herring. That's not going to get us anywhere. A body has 639 muscles and 206 bones. It has too many secrets. I need to crack them by myself. Interesting way to make an analogy there.
童梦，麻烦过来帮忙。
Emily, please give me a hand here. I look at her. She's hiding behind George with her eyes full of doubts.
我？
Me?
你和我聊过手术
We
并发
talked
症，
about operative
还有你的用
complications,
刀习
and
惯
with，your habits of
不难
holding a
猜出你的
knife,
职业。
it's not so hard to figure out your occupation. Oh yes, of course.
你是医生，
You are a
至少
doctor, or at least you
曾经是。
used to be one.
我太太是医生又怎么样？我们没义务陪你玩侦探游戏。
George seems determined, and he tries to stop Emily from doing anything. George's subconscious behavior has actually reminded me. Micro-expressions and instinctive reactions are beyond the control of the mind. I'm going to observe Emily Tong. She lowers her head, the lips slightly apart, and eyes moderately widened. She is clearly disturbed. She stands behind George with her wrists held tight by him. Meanwhile, she's trying to distance herself from him. That's a sign of internal conflict. She avoids direct eye contact with me, looking downwards or sideways subconsciously. She feels guilty. Let's talk about how she can help.
童梦，利用你的专业知识，帮助我找到凶手，这样才能保护大家。
She glances at the body, hesitating as if making up her mind. There's been a deadlock.
都消消气啊，消消气。既然是白衣天使，这时候就得承担起责任。
That looks like Zong is saying something.
我帮你。
That's really nice. Emily breaks away from George and walks toward the body. The blood sticks to the clothes. After Emily takes the clothes off from the body, the valgus wound exposes itself to everyone.
喂，你看 没看出什么呀。
Yeah, everyone's here watching, so no one can do anything too suspicious right now.
刺伤明显，
The clear
绳索
stab
特意打了绞刑结，舌头丢失，尸体跪服。
the kneeling body. It looks more like... Ah, here we go. Punishment.
绞刑、拔舌、下跪，全部都是惩罚行为，刻意展现的惩罚。
Yes, things that we were meant to see. They were obvious. Punishments, as they're called. It's a distraction.
或许，凶手是在炫耀、挑衅。
In a sense
现
that
场血迹被清理过，没有留下多余的信息。
the blood stain on the scene has been cleaned, leaving no extra information.
如果是挑衅，写来抓我啊之类的字条，不是更明显吗？
No, that's too much of a hint. There's too many clues in a written note.
哎呀，小妹妹，这又不是拍电视剧。
他说的没错，如果是炫耀的话，至少要让人看得懂。
Okay, well, I guess it is. I was thinking along the lines of it's a distraction and therefore he's showing off in order to hide information. Although this is a sense of ritual, I suppose is another way to look at it.
这种人认知扭曲，漠视生命，并且不会满足于一次犯罪。
And they won't be satisfied with a single crime. Okay.
有什么发现？
Anything to be
尸斑
found?
集中在背部，但尸体是跪姿，说明尸体被人移动过。
Yep. He was not killed in that position. That makes sense.
方士说的没错，从尸体上看，我也认为现场是被精心布置过的。
Yep.
死者身上的伤口共3处，前2处在背部，最后1处在右腹部。背部的2处是劈砍伤，造成了失血，但并不致命。右腹部的1处，伤口长约3厘米，是致命伤。从伤口边缘来看，是单刃锐器。我猜，可能是水果刀之类的。
A fruit knife. Hmm.
此外，他身上还有多处不同程度的软组织挫伤，都是打击伤，那些都是生前伤，但颈部勒痕和舌头伤口却是死亡后造成的。
There's 2 chop wounds on the back. The fatal wound is the knife wound on the right side of the abdomen. The missing tongue, the strangling mark on the neck, and the gesture of kneeling down are made after death. Her last word makes everyone turn to look at Leo. Yes, the obvious suspect.
都他妈看我干嘛？老子没杀人！
And he denies it.
别动气，别动气，没人说你杀人啊，只是，这不是巧了吗？昨天你刚动完手，今天人就死了。
That is true. The beat-up marks would have been from the night before, and he was the one that did it. So there is no surprise about that.
你个老东西！
And of course, he doesn't like being suspected, and therefore reacts
你
angrily
刚刚
like...
说，凶器可能是水果刀。
Yes, she did. I was wondering about that. You see, as you all might recall, there was a fruit knife in the lobby, which I took because I heard a scream, but I was knocked out and I lost the fruit knife. Wait a minute. Who took it? I need to ask about that. Hopefully
只
I
是我的
do.
推测，水果刀最符合凶器的特征。
水果刀的话太容易拿到手了，别说厨房里就有。
It's easy to get a fruit knife. We have it in the kitchen. Indeed we do. I don't know if we should have left that scene so quickly. But perhaps this is a good way of catching. In the kitchen, the fruit knife that matches the characteristics of the murder weapon most is missing. Speculatively, of course.
我的水果刀呢？昨天还在这个位置上的。
Where's my fruit knife? It was right here yesterday. Bang. A thin figure pushes the door open and stumbles out.
你还好吗？
She looks quite pale from the moment we found the body, and she has been forcing herself to hold on until now. She is curled up in the corner with her hands over the stomach. Her face is still pale.
你先别过来，我想一个人安静的待一会儿。
I sit at a place that is not far from her. It's a sunny day, but the air after the rain seems to be covered with a plastic bag which is
对
suffocating.
不起，我以为我能忍住，还是给你添乱了。福尔摩斯，你不怕吗？
Using my pen name, I see. I know what she meant. The murderer hiding in the dark. Should I be afraid? No. Well, actually, yes. In fact, I will. I should be afraid of the murder just like everyone else. Yeah. I'm just a small-time mystery novelist. Why bother to get myself into trouble? I'm not actually a detective, after all, even if I understand the circumstances. Who knows, maybe it is to gather writing material.
怕呀，我没有应对真正凶手的经验。
Indeed.
但是有些事情，如果我不做，就不会有人去做。
Yeah, doesn't look like... I mean, the lawyer is the one that got killed, so we don't actually have a legal professional here anymore.
刚好是适合做这件事的人。
Well, yeah, I'm the best person
那
out of
我们回去
everyone.
吧。
Daisy stands up and holds my hands. Suddenly, my head hurts. I feel like it'll explode at any time. Shrieks, growls, uncanny laughters, unknown noises flooding my brain. Give me a break.
福尔摩斯，福尔摩斯，你怎么了？
I shake my head hard. The headache is slightly relieved, and the noises have been driven out of the brain. I take back my hands that had touched the pill bottle.
我没事，大概是昨晚没睡好。走吧。
Okay. Questioning people gives me more information. Okay. So let's inquire. Let's start with Jean. The friendly collector. What were you doing at the time of the crime?
昨晚回房间后，你在做什么？
哎呀，回来就睡了。这个我老婆可以作证。
听说早晨你是和何路阳一起晨练的，你认识他吗？
No, that's right. They were jogging.
这不正在创造机会认识吗？多个朋友，多条路啊。
What's your? Do you know
张先
the?
生，
Do you
你之
know
前
the
认识
dead?
死者
Yeah.
吗？
Do you know him?
哎，叫我老张就行。我知道有这号人。哎，仅限于知道啊，我对他本人不了解，更谈不上认识。
Well, he wasn't doing very well recently.
他这个人吧，名声挺臭的。他打官司只看利益，哪边给钱多就往哪边。
He takes cases based on profit, and he always chooses to help whoever pays him more.
虽说也是人之常情啊，但是为了赢，他可是什么手段都能招。
Terrible reputation in the legal field.
这样的人，应该很受资本的青睐吧？
Yeah.
哎，找他打官司的多，也都是些理亏，不在乎名声的。像何总这样，一直通过慈善树立形象的企业家，都不愿意跟他有瓜葛。
Well, he certainly used him a long time ago.
那他赚的钱肯定不少。
遇到有钱的主儿，一场官司下来，一套房子都有了。
But Jackie's house is rented, and he even owes rent and property management fees. Why did
为
you
什么
come
选择
here?
来这个别墅？这里地段偏僻，四周都是未开发的荒山和礁石。
哎呀，环境无所谓，吸引我的是这栋房子本身，和这房子里的物件。
He's very much a spiritualist too.
我是搞收藏的，对这种有点历史的建筑都很感兴趣。
Plus, they made a reservation.
哎，你知道吧？有时候，人跟古董还挺像的。哎，活着的时候不值钱啊，非得死了才能称之为艺术品。
Sometimes humans and antiques have something in common. It isn't worth anything when it's alive, but only when it's dead. It can be called art. That is a strange perspective.
哎，你看啊，像贾律师，以前我可瞧不上他了，这突然死了，我这心里还觉得有点惋惜呢。
That's Yeah, that's a fairly eccentric perspective, actually. Even for him. About the artworks. Yes.
你觉得人死后才能称之为艺术品？
That phrase, yes. That is not... This is not... This is weird, no matter what culture you're in.
哎呦，怪我的话没说清楚。哎，先声明啊，我没有变态的倾向啊。哎呀，这不是老话也说了吗？死者为大，说他再多的不好也没意义了。
Indeed, it is. Who chose? Was it you or your wife?
是小叶啊，一般都交给他选。
Yeah, I thought so.
仅限于宣传网页显示的那些，周边设施啊，里面的装修啊什么的。
Etc. Okay. So we found out something about him. Claire. Actually, I think we've gone ahead and gone through quite a bit of this already. This is a good place to stop collecting evidence. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next video.